It's supposed to be a dream wedding, but I'm only 16 years old. What's going on with this marriage certificate? It looks like a mess. With this new law, I can get married at just 15 years old. But only if I use the teens marine system, that is, it sounds like a trap to me. Receive kind treatment in all cases. I'm not so sure about that. With the age of marriage going up and birth rates declining, it's like they're saying, get married, get money. It's become a ridiculously simple solution to life. Watching someone you admire grow up, and the excitement of realizing that they're at an age where they can make their own choices about love and relationships. But what's even more intriguing is seeing them develop feelings for someone else, especially when it seems like they're already caught up in their own idea of what romance should be like. What's on here? You're really concerned about the company going bankrupt? I'm really frustrated with you, Dad. What's gotten into him lately? And what was that noise he just made? It sounded like... I don't know, but it seemed really important to him. His father's crisis is crushing him, a constant reminder of the financial instability that has ravaged their lives. His back pain seems almost trivial compared to the uncertainty that now surrounds them all. In the room is palpable as Nanam's father tries to reassure him that everything will be okay, but it's clear that he's not the only one who's worried. Jia's attempt to lighten the mood with a silly joke falls flat, and Ka's skeptical response doesn't help. But just when it seems like things can't get any more intense, Abold bursts in with a bold declaration, offering to take care of whatever is going on so that Nanam and his family don't have to worry. With an amount of savings and a part-time job, at least for the next 3 months, it's going to be okay. The family is going through a tough time, and it's clear that Recenti is trying to be strong for his loved ones while dealing with his own struggles at home and school. John, we need to focus on getting through this month. If I keep up the good work, I'm sure we'll be able to make ends meet. And if I were to get married and receive support from my husband, it would certainly ease your burden as well. But you're still in middle school, Nanami-chan, what are you talking about with these strange ideas? Nanami-chan is trying to get some advice from her dad, but she's also being a bit mischievous, as usual. She's asking him about finding a partner and getting married, all while making sure it'll put him at ease. But little does he know, she's already got some ideas of her own. For something, but the more I think about it, the less sense it makes. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack, or rather, an android among humans. Enthusiasm is infectious as she shouts, "Let's go!" With a huge grin, the sound of the train rushing by providing an exciting background. The atmosphere is electric, but somehow you feel like an outsider looking in. Everyone else seems to be having a blast, but you're stuck trying to understand the intricacies of this free talk time concept. Konishi-j's enthusiasm is infectious, but your awkwardness is palpable as you try to fit in with the group. It's not fine. It doesn't feel right to me either. You're going to let me go that easily? I have to think fast and come up with a plan if I want to get out of here. A desperate cry echoes through the streets as he frantically tries to save me from whatever danger is lurking nearby. They stood there in stunned silence, the weight of their failure hung heavy in the air. It didn't get across was all that needed to be said. The unspoken words seemed to echo through the stillness, a harsh reminder of what had gone wrong. He widened in panic as he frantically tried to come up with an excuse for his reckless behavior. What have I just done? He muttered to himself, glancing around nervously at the approaching figure, whose face was twisted in a scowl. He refused to listen, but I'll try again, maybe this time he'll understand what's at stake. That. This isn't a game. People are counting on you to get it right next time. Ewan's frantic voice echoes through the air as he frantically searches for his missing friend, Hira-san. You can just go find him yourself? We're in the same school, after all. But I've already taken care of it. My sister gave his staff a message card with my contact information on it. Finding someone who truly understands and accepts you for who you are. It's not just about giving up, but about being honest with yourself and what you want out of life. Mental shock echo through the halls of his mind as he tries to process the events that transpired, struggling to reconcile the disconnect between what he was told and what actually happened. Irony, to collapse just as he's finally accepted me. Is it afternoon or noon? It matters little, for I'm stuck here with Hirose-san, and my heart remains unprepared. I was supposed to be ready, but somehow I'm still unsure what to do. What's on here? Dan's eyes widened as he stumbled backward, his face pale with shock. What's happening? He stammered, his voice barely above a whisper. What's on? It sounds like someone's trying to scream. This is getting out of control. My emotions are building up like a ticking time bomb, and if we stay in this situation much longer, my heart will literally explode. What should I do? He won't wake up, and the thought of losing him is unbearable. Please, just let me go. What's on here? You were snoring loudly, waking up Olgi, and now you're wondering what the commotion is about? It's been ages since I've slept so soundly. I'm surprised you didn't drool all over the place. Contact information correct? He really got it, and I even looked it up, but there was nothing. Do you need me for something? What I wanted to say finally came out. Next time, don't wait so long. Hirose-san was just tagging along, and it looks like he's trying to play it cool about being asked by a friend. But I'm not sure if that's really the case. Leaving you is unbearable, but I know it's what we need. Can't I just stay with you for a little while longer? It feels like I'm already making sacrifices by being honest about how I feel. It's really bold to reach out like this. I'd love to know more about you. We're speaking the same language. I've been feeling it too, but maybe not in exactly the same way. Things have changed a lot, and I'm not sure what's real anymore. What about him that fascinates you so? The enigmatic Hirose-san, always keeping his cards close to his chest. The ape-like grin on his face suggests a hint of amusement at your question, but the words uninterested in marriage are spoken with a detached tone, leaving one to wonder if he's truly indifferent or just pretending to be. I'm thinking about my situation, and the more I think about it, the clearer it becomes that marriage is a possibility for me. If I'm lucky enough to find someone who will take care of me, then maybe I can finally get out of this financial hole, but now that I've said all this, I might just be walking into something even more complicated. It's become a numbers game, or even those who start out with the best intentions can end up like this. And it's not just about the numbers, is it? People are settling for less, compromising their dreams for the sake of security. But what happens when reality sets in and they realize that marriage isn't just about ticking boxes on a checklist? I have no interest in being a body pillow for you again. You're joking, right? It's okay to consider it, I'm Seppius though, and I'd rather not get tangled up in another one of your unusual requests. Proposal is a surprise, but the thought of marrying him is a daunting one. It appears to be a credits page for the manga translation, mentioning the translator, proofreader, quality checker, cleaner/redrawer, and typesetter. The editor also provides context on the Japanese term used in the series, explaining that it roughly translates to teen marriage or teens being married, which they find interesting but will likely shorten to a more concise title in future chapters. They end with a message thanking readers for their interest. Fell over the darkened room as the lone figure stood motionless, its presence a stark contrast to the abandoned machinery that surrounded it. Are you serious about this? A dramatic and unexpected turn of events, and it's clear that Hiro-san's decision has come as a shock to the protagonist. The use of all caps for "I'm going back" suggests a sense of determination, but the tone quickly shifts to one of confusion and surprise with the phrase "does this mean?" The fact that they're talking about an engagement in such a casual way, almost as if it's a mundane decision, adds to the absurdity of the situation. The protagonist seems overwhelmed by this new development, as evidenced by their trailing off into incomprehensibility at the end. I question Hirose-san's intentions after he proposed to me in such a romantic way. You just don't understand the situation, do you? What are you doing here, sneaking around behind the school like that? Found him again, and this time he's really gone to some trouble to keep out of sight. What's going on? You're asking me about my middle school experience? My voice was still cracking in the second year, and you're asking if I'm in a clique now? I know everything about you, but more than that, I want us to be together. That's why I'm trying so hard to understand you, even if it feels like a mystery still. San, are you saying that if we were to get married in a month's time, you'd be comfortable with dating me before getting to know me properly? John, who's that girl? You even suggest that I'm just a casual acquaintance, not the love of your life? Trying to process her emotions, wondering if she should have just left things as they were, a simple friendship. The pain of it all is still so raw, the memory of that happiness now tinged with regret and what-ifs. Now that you're not just a sweet memory from my dreams. Commotion about Hirose-san. Nanami's trying to keep her cool, but I can tell she's really invested in this conversation about what girlfriend means. Dan's eyes widened in shock as Yuki confronted him about his relationship, while Nanami looked on with a mix of concern and amusement. Scuffling and grunting fills the air as he takes a hit, but it's not just a normal punch, it's been amplified by some kind of energy. He stumbles back, his eyes widening in surprise, as he tries to process what's happening. What is this? He manages to get out between gasps for air, his voice laced with a mix of confusion and fear. I'd ever think that I'd want to go home with someone as strong and confident as Meguro-san. It doesn't make any sense. What's on here? Yuki is acting all mysterious again. Did he really just say that, or was it some kind of trick? Should I even bother asking him who he means by him? Questioning my authority, but the truth is, this doesn't concern you. Your meddling only gets in the way. What's your business here? Can't say I'm pleased with the direction things are headed. My heart was racing with fear, but your help just now has given me the courage to face whatever's ahead. Now that we've got this sorted out, I'm confident I'll make it to work on time, thanks again. We should be good to go, and who knows, maybe things will even start looking up from here. Being honest with myself, I'd rather take the risk and try to fix it on my own than admit defeat. The tables have turned on Gori-cha, now he's the one who's left behind. The change is tense and foreboding, hinting at a deeper issue that needs to be addressed. It's about to be revealed, and Yui's past is more complicated than she lets on. What is it that Yui-san wants her to know? The desperation starts to show. Jack's words are laced with a mixture of anger and sadness as he's forced to confront the reality of his life. The mention of that four-legged friend they used to have tugs at his heartstrings, reminding him of happier times. My presence is overwhelming you, but I'm afraid we can't afford to stand still, not with what we've just discovered. I have everything to be with him, even my own identity. The credits page for a manga scan. It appears to be from the group Butterfly Scans, with Azalari listed as the translator, proofreader, quality checker, cleaner/redrawer, and typesetter. The message at the end is a farewell note from Azalari, thanking readers for their support. The message lay scattered across the screen, a jumbled mess of numbers and letters that seemed to hold no meaning. On. To you, Hirose-san. Maybe my story can make you feel a bit better. Someone's been getting the short end of the stick at work, their shifts have been cut down, and it's taking a toll on them. You're thinking about the future and how it'll be nice to have some financial support. But let's not forget, we're still in school now. We need to focus on our studies and not put too much pressure on ourselves. Not a date for now, how about we go somewhere for a break? We can send out the whole dog crew to Trosa Sands. I want to go. I'm trying to process how my first date, which I was so excited and nervous about, ended with me being left standing at the altar. It's a feeling of utter shock and disappointment, like everything has been turned upside down. it looks like you're early. Shall we go now? I see Hirose-san is already here with his hand outstretched in greeting. It seems to be quite crowded today, and there's some kind of event going on in the background. The air feels warm, and I notice the temperature is a pleasant 98 degrees with high humidity. I'm Hirose-san. This is my first time touching a trout egg, and I don't want it to bite me. What's wrong? My tail is wagging, and it looks like it's going to be very happy if you just pet it gently. Take a picture with Hirose-san? Ah, I'm good. Picture. Why? I'm going to wait outside anyway, and I wanted to take one with him. Being so dramatic about lunch. I made bento boxes for everyone. It was good, but the silence that followed made me feel anxious. Maybe I was being too nosy, trying to get him to open up about what really bothered him. It's like a simple meal, but to someone like him, it's a victory. The beauty of the situation was clear: one person had devoured the entire cake, leaving no room for anyone else to join in on the celebration. This pun-filled attempt at conversation is almost as exhausting as the patient's infectious sleepiness. Yet, even in the midst of a snore-filled haze, there's an unsettling undertone to its offer. Perhaps it's not just trying to help with a nap. The of the festival are on full display here, from the salty umebashi to the sweet mirin in the omelette. The group is finally going to take a well-deserved nap. What's the point of having a body pillow if it only has value when you're in bed? Trapped in a world where he can't be himself, and now he's questioning everything about his relationship with Yuki. Can they truly have a future together, or is it all just a fantasy? Stan's eyes locked onto mine, his voice trembling as he asked the question that had been on my mind since we met. I'll understand what this means to us. Definitely not how I wanted this conversation to go. The conversation is getting heated between TLK and Hinose, with TLK seeming to suggest that something has changed or been revealed, but Hinose is responding in a confused manner. Do you feel the same way too? I'm not going crazy, did I really just hear that? San, shall we take a picture? I'm a risk here, but I think it's okay as long as you're with me. To sound confident and charming falls flat, but he's not giving up yet. Bringing us to a school information session, and it seems like they want to know if we'd be interested in living together. What's this all about? The indications of marriage are already changing the dynamics between them. Her face is priceless, and yet it's not something you'd want to capture in a photograph. At the end of another successful project from Butterfly Scans. A big thank you to ASLRE and the entire team for their hard work in bringing this scan to our community. Message scrawled on the wall, but what does it mean? Of online relationships and marriage is shattering as reality sets in, leaving a trail of confused teens who thought they could game the system. Some are even resorting to getting married for financial gain, but do they truly comprehend the depths of commitment? It's going to be okay, and soon you'll both be living together as a married couple. It sounds like a happy new chapter for your family is just around the corner. There's been a miscommunication. Heiko-san is supposed to meet us here 10 minutes ago. Is everything okay? The life you truly wanted, with the societal expectations and financial pressures weighing down on your relationship? Do you truly understand what marriage means, or are they blinded by their youthful love and infatuation? We're married because it's convenient for us. The thought of it being a big, elaborate ceremony is a bit overwhelming, to be honest. To all of you who are congratulating us on our upcoming nuptials, thank you, but please, don't get too excited. Labeled her thoughts on the paper, Akane's mind wandered back to Hirose-san and their tumultuous relationship, wondering if they could ever replicate her parents' harmonious marriage. The sound of her pen scratching against the page was interrupted by a deep sigh, as she let out a quiet "eh." There, I felt a mix of emotions, excitement and nervousness as I thought about the prospect of married life with Hirose-san. But what would it even be like? Could I really picture myself living with him? The more I tried to imagine it, the more uncertain I became. Their whirlwind romance and expectations for a perfect marriage seemed to be slipping away, replaced by the harsh realities of everyday life. It can be a battlefield, but it's not impossible to navigate its challenges. The conversation seems to be getting a bit heated. They've already made up their mind, but I guess we can compromise this time. And let's get down to business. We'll divide the chores fairly and play a game of rock, paper, scissors to decide who's responsible for cleaning up for a week. In another life, we'd have found our way to each other, and our love would be the kind that makes every moment count. Is that exactly the kind of unconventional relationship that Hirose-san was trying to avoid? We've both been trying to avoid looking at it, but it's not going anywhere. What's on? Why did you close it now, when I was finally feeling happy about it? And what do you mean by wrong? It's a problem now? You should have thought of that before you took the risk. Ridiculous mistake. It's hard to believe they'd get it so wrong on a crucial part of the design. And you're joking when it's clear you've lost your edge. You have to worry about what others think. I'll sleep on the floor if it means we can live together in peace, without any stress or tension between us. When we're living together, I want to create a space where both of us feel comfortable and at ease, free from worries and anxiety. The idea of a good time is apparently my comfort and safety being compromised. That's not exactly what I'd call a healthy relationship dynamic. To you like this, it's not something I've ever felt before. I see why you'd be nervous, but a body pillow isn't exactly the same as having someone to sleep with. And even if it feels like my heart is going to explode when I hold it, that doesn't mean I'm ready for an everyday sleepover just yet. It's like a typical day in the lives of Megalpo-san and his wife, but he's reminding her that as husband and wife, they should be supporting each other. We've been so caught up in our own worries that we didn't even consider the bigger picture. You're right to point out my hasty decision. What was I thinking, babbling on like that? Thanks for keeping me grounded. Still my territory. Are you sane? Snap out of it. You're not some kind of vigilante, and women aren't just targets for your anger. Let's get out of here before things escalate further. She's trembling with excitement, but the words are unmistakable. She's found Nanami. Thank you from the team at Butterfly Scans for making this project possible. What game is this, where you pretend to be someone else just to hurt people like me? Friend from middle school, Suzuki, and who are you? You're bothering her, can't you see? This is a private conversation. The one that's always on his mind is Megapio-san, his girlfriend. He's trying to act cool in front of her, but it's clear he's head over heels for her. Hold on, Nanami. Why are you looking at me like that? Her expression is a mix of concern and frustration as she tries to process the sudden outburst from her friend, who seems to be struggling with more than just their current situation. The mention of not seeing someone since high school sparks a memory, and for a moment, it looks like things might take a turn back into the past. Good to hear, considering how things turned out with that person from your past. What are you talking about? You're bringing up dates now? Well, I suppose I can remember since it's been a while, but why bring it up now, especially after how Suzuki felt about Nanami? You're not aware of the complexity of Kito's personality, and that his seriousness can sometimes be a cover for deeper feelings. His past relationships are just as intriguing as they are painful, don't you think? What's on here? Hirose is in a tough spot, and it looks like she's trying to stay focused. With her senpai watching over her, she's got the chance to prove herself, but will she be able to deliver? The pressure's on, and it's anyone's game now. Don't worry about Kaoru's mistake, it's just a misunderstanding. Bringing it up now is only going to cause trouble after all this time. It seems like Hexy and you two are getting along well enough. What's on here? You think you can just confess to someone and then try to brush it off as a joke? Overly self-conscious people like Suzuki KLN are annoying. We're not out of the woods yet, Hirosa. It's still treacherous to run in the hallways. I would have had time if I didn't rush, but I wanted to hurry up and see you. What's on with you, coming to my school and causing a scene? I thought you were in charge of something, but now it seems like you're just making more work for me. My worries are already piling up, and your arrival isn't helping. What's going on here? Who are you and why do you have my handkerchief? Do that, Mega-san. I don't want to take your place at the office. Between them is palpable, as Hirose's presence seems to awaken a deep-seated emotion in the protagonist, one that echoes memories of his father's return from war. It looks like Kimi is taking a break again. I wonder if he's okay, though that's the third time this week he's been out with no explanation. I'll try to reach him when his shift ends, see if everything is alright. Nanami's past is still a sensitive topic, and Makoto's question has brought up some complicated emotions. Marriage is not just a fleeting dream, but a commitment to stand by each other through life's ups and downs. Isn't kind of joke to you? First, you're in love with her, and now you're saying you're not getting married because of it? And what's this sepia nonsense? Are you actually serious about Nanami, or is this just another one of your carefree impulses? So superficial. Can't they see beyond the surface? But they asked me directly. Would the answer be any different then? Quick to judge, there's more to me than meets the eye. What's on, Mego? Why the sudden concern about whether I still like you? Erupts as Akira screams yeah, while Aki rushes to apologize with an urgent followed by the hasty words sorry. I'm watching you, Nanami, and I have to admit, I'm impressed. What do I do with this face of mine? Should it be a mask to hide my true self, or a reflection of the turmoil that's brewing inside? It seems Rose-san has finally arrived. I suppose we have to say something now that she's here. Sorry. It's all my fault. Why do you have to suffer because of me? You pretend to be sorry now, after everything that happened? You think a simple apology can just erase all the pain and heartache we went through? We weren't even a real couple, but somehow it still hurt. And don't even get me started on your mixed signals saying we were together 1 minute, then acting like it never mattered the next. My chest hurts just thinking about it. There appears to be a credits page for the translation and editing team, with Azalari listed as the primary contributor. There is no narrative or story content on this page. It had to end like this. What happened? How am I supposed to feel right now? Trying to reason with me, Akira. I've made my decision and there's no going back now. But there's been a mix-up in their relationship status, and they're trying to clarify things. He's expressing his affection for her as a friend, but it seems like there might be underlying romantic feelings he's not ready to acknowledge just yet. I think I'm just grateful for a thank you, Kido. There's something more to it, isn't there? Don't be sorry. We're just two people from different worlds, bound together by circumstance. I'm even asking if it's okay to come back. We both know how this story ends. You're just trying to stall, but deep down we both know that meeting again would only lead to more heartache and disappointment. Rushing, anyway. What's so urgent about this LP? And what makes you think you're qualified to be with her in the first place? It's like things just got a lot more complicated between you and Hirasawa-san. Not only is he not responding to your messages, but now it looks like he's avoiding you altogether. Uncertainty hangs heavy in the air, as she wonders if he's even noticing her anymore. His sleep, his appetite, it's all just a reminder that things are changing between them. Before we get married, would you be okay with dating me? Don't get too excited now, there's still a lot to discuss. But a cryptic code remains. San, what a wonderful surprise to see you again. I've been thinking about our time at Abel School, and I'm so glad you made it here this morning. The excitement is palpable, and I'd love for us to catch up over some breakfast in the dining area. Let's hurry along. On here. Kido seems to be causing trouble again, and Senpai is getting frustrated with him. He's not happy about having to deal with this new part-timer. Is clearly frustrated, but the waiter's attempts to placate them are falling short. It seems like a simple order has turned into a complex mess, and it's up to the waiter to salvage the situation and restore the customer's trust. But will they be able to fix things before it's too late? Cared for by someone else is a double-edged sword. It's both a comfort and a reminder of my own limitations. Oh, paranoid, it's just a girl who likes to attend your classes. What's the big deal? It's bothering with, but sometimes the most mundane things can hold the key to unlocking a deeper truth. I overstepped, Harry. Seriously asking if people are sleeping properly? What kind of question is that? You want to ask me that again? A bold statement, Hirose-san. What's really on your mind? San, what's gotten into you? We've been over this before. I'm not going anywhere until our business is settled. What's on here? You're trying to intimidate me with that scowl, but it just makes me laugh. Her eyes widened as she watched Kido walk away with the seemingly oblivious and somewhat dim-witted student, Utake, heading towards the staff room. This marriage has hit rock bottom, and it's time to face the music. The constant bickering and belittling have taken a toll on both partners, and it's amazing they've made it this far without completely imploding. But for their own sanity, maybe it's best to acknowledge that some relationships are better off left behind, rather than trying to force them into working. You're supposed to be with someone you truly love and want to spend the rest of your life with, not just anyone. And that's how I feel about him. However, seeing him again, especially now that our marriage is on the rocks, makes me wonder if I'm just being foolish to still care for him. Even though it's only been a short time since we've spent together, the memories we made are etched in my mind, and thinking about them now only makes me sadder. Beats only for him. The moment I met Hypo-san was the start of a love that would change my life forever. He's so blind to the pain he's causing. Kaoru, her voice trembling with anger, that's why if he makes Nanami cry again, I'm going to knock him out. The message reads the end, but what a fascinating and cryptic sequence of words to arrive at such a conclusion. It's as if the narrative is leaving behind a trail of breadcrumbs, each one leading the reader further into the mystery, only to be met with this abrupt yet fitting finale. Thanks from the translation team at Butterfly Scans. Our protagonist is bouncing back from a tough night, but the morning rush is already bringing its own set of challenges. Can they keep their energy up and stay on track? Temptation hangs in the air, a subtle weight that threatens to upend the fragile hope they've been clinging to. Hey, as long as we can be together today. And by the way, you only have 4 bento left in that box. How rare is it for us to run out of them like this? Words on the wall echoed through my mind, a sense of desperation crept in. What if there's no one left to help me? What should I do when the last hope fades away? The clock ticks relentlessly, counting down to the end of everything we've known. Between Hypo-san and his friend is palpable as he asks if it's okay to take a nap, but the friend's casual agreement belies a deeper unease. Frustration in his voice is palpable as he wonders how he's supposed to breathe, surrounded by the suffocating air of this place. Don't they know that even a tiny bit of sweat can be overwhelming here? I never lost a moment, even if our conversations were few and far between. I'm glad we're doing this together, happy to share in the joy of whatever comes next. An outburst of laughter echoes through the room, a stark contrast to the previous silence. He's so clever, laughing at me like that, but I have news for him, my bedhead is the least of his problems now. Hey, don't be ridiculous. This time is precious for me and him, not for you to worry about. Your job is clearly in this direction. But, if I'm not mistaken, you and that girl broke up before, didn't you? And now you're suggesting I hang out with you instead of doing my job? Sorry, but no. Now there's someone else I'd rather be with right now. It seems you're not too concerned about leaving your friends behind. It's fine is a pretty nonchalant response, isn't it? I wonder what really goes through that mind of yours. On. Hirose-san, you and Suzuki-kun are going to the same place? Some pretty personal questions there, Megalpo-san. What's going on? What does it mean to truly love someone when the world outside is falling apart? Falls. It flickers on the dark wall, casting an eerie glow on the scattered symbols. The air is thick with tension as a single, worn key lies precariously near the edge of a chipped desk. Serious, he's just playing around. I said it to see his reaction, and now I'm running away. But why would Suzuki ask something like that? What's wrong? Didn't something happen with her boyfriend? Acting strange since last night, what's going on with you? Maduro-san asks, his expression concerned. The others seem just as perplexed by the sudden change in behavior. What could have triggered this shift? And what does it have to do with the mysterious phone call for you? It seems like even that promise has been shattered, and the one who wanted to be together until the end was me. She's racing with worst-case scenarios, but she's trying to rally and take control of the situation. You're thinking about the project, aren't you? You'll make it worse if you keep running. Running away from me. You're always leaving, and it hurts me so much. I thought we had something real, but now I'm starting to think that I was just a temporary distraction for you. You say that, Hirose-san. Is there something I've done to make you feel that way? Call off the engagement? It's finally out, Hirose-san. If that's truly what you feel, then I'll accept it. But can I still be around you? Can we just go back to treating each other like everyone else? Starting tomorrow, maybe? I don't know anything about love, but this feels like more than just friendship to me. I'm starting to wonder if that reason was all it seemed, especially when you could sleep so peacefully without me around. Always like that, wasn't it? Every morning, the sun shining bright, a new day full of possibilities, and you by my side. The answer you need to hear, Mega03. San, can I be with Hirose-san from now on? It was really worrisome there when you were avoiding me. Please say something, for once. I'll do my best to tell you how I'm feeling. Really willing to listen. Now it's time for you to do the same, Hirose-san. Finally marry me? As LRE and the Butterfly Scans team for their hard work on translating this arc. It's great to see fans like them taking initiative to share their favorite manga with others, and we appreciate the dedication that goes into making these translations possible. The entrance of Hirose, fresh from a visit to his dad's house and still buzzing with excitement about his budding relationship with Nanami-san. The scene is set for some lively conversation and perhaps even more than just small talk. The couple's enthusiasm for their budding relationship is about to face a significant challenge. Best, then wait until he gives a response, and if so, I'll also do my best. What's on here? How long have you been hiding this secret, Nanami? Her past linger, but Nanami-san's words bring a glimmer of hope that she's not alone in this darkness. With this ridiculous spelling of prescription, are you trying to drive me crazy, Nanami-san? That's great news about college. Are you thinking of going to the local university or maybe one farther away? Like a harsh reality check, but you're right, there's plenty of time for relationships after graduation. Chan and him want to use the TBM system badly enough, don't they? Even if you hide it, he would have found out at some point. Fine, let them try, but I'm not going to make it easy for them. It's just about living expenses, is it? You're still worried that your dad won't be able to provide for Tolka and you when he retires. Sacrifice your feelings and relationship on the altar of financial security. True love is worth more than any amount of money. The conversation escalates so quickly. Misunderstanding, I'm not playing games, and I'm definitely not just a kid anymore. I've made up my mind to get married, and at 16, I'm already ready for that responsibility. The moment I've been waiting for, to find someone who shares my dreams and values. Meeting you has given me a new sense of purpose, and I'm excited to take this next step together. I've got you both covered. From now on, no one will ever harm you again. We're a family. Practice how Yoji greets my dad? It begins, but Emigupa-san's words echo through the chaos. I'll be fine, so go after her. The big signs everywhere. Trying to scare us into getting better? She pushed open the creaky door. A faint silence enveloped her, a stark contrast to the vibrant world outside. I'm not going home. Don't have to say it like that. I'm fine, really. He's probably worried about you, but you should get in the bath and warm up. I'll dry your clothes in the meantime. Shouldering the burden of his mistakes, but when will he learn to take responsibility for himself? His health is fragile enough without him pushing it further, and what's waiting for him if he does finally lose his job? I know you think he's hiding something from us, but what are we supposed to do about it, exactly? Wealth was what initially drove him, but now it's about so much more than just that. Her voice cuts through the silence, a desperate attempt to make herself heard amidst the chaos. Tio, tell your family where you are, she pleads, her words echoing off the walls as she tries to convince the one person who matters. But for now, he remains still, unmoving and unresponsive. San's comments on my clothes are appreciated, but I'm not expecting any favors. I just need to use the bath without bothering him, right? What's wrong with that? My clothes aren't that smelly, and they're fine even if they do smell like Hirose-san's. Home, huh? That must be really tough. What's going on here? What do you mean my face is a red ape? I'm starting to feel dizzy. It seems to be a continuation of the character's mundane daily routine, with the speaker observing Hirose-san's habits regarding soap, shampoo, and clothing, highlighting a sense of familiarity or even amusement at these trivial details. As LRE and the entire Butterfly Scans team for their hard work in bringing this manga to readers everywhere. Their dedication to quality and accuracy is truly appreciated. What my head is telling me, but there's something holding me back from running. What if I'm not fast enough? What if I've been tricked into believing this is the only way out? In the midst of chaos, Makio's frustration boils over as she confronts Hippos about her injured elbow. The severity of their situation is finally sinking in, and Haruso's ridiculous statement has pushed things to a new level. Her eyes widened as she read the text message on her phone, a mix of concern and frustration evident in her expression. She had tried to reassure Sans that everything was fine, but it seemed like he was already worried sick about something. Some kind of twisted joke? You're still awake, and you think I should be your pillow? What's going on here? Is this some kind of code? The in my room seem to be growing longer and darker by the minute. It's as if they're alive, crawling over me like a living darkness. I try to shake off the feeling of unease, but it only seems to intensify. I'm happy and at ease when I'm surrounded by the warmth of loved ones. This closes in on Megapielo-san. What's going on? Is everything okay? You're not leaving already, are you? It wasn't locked, how unsettling. Maybe he expected someone else to come home like this. What's going on? You're being yelled at by your dad again. The words cut deep, and the weight of his apology hangs heavy in the air. You're not making any sense, are you? Your excuse is as flimsy as the excuses you always make to avoid going home. And what's with Senpai's parents being rarely home? That's just a convenient excuse for you to stay out late and do whatever it is you want to do. Stan's parents may be a concern, but his reaction to the idea of their opposition suggests there's more to this than meets the eye. The way he changed the subject so quickly raises questions about what's really going on. Maybe Megupo-san knows something we don't? What this whole journey was about? Was it just a waste of time and effort for me? Out my hand, what are you waiting for? Alright, take it. No need to be awkward about this. I figured it would be better if you had it, there's no way you could possibly be a burden, let's just get on with it. Take a chance and go for it. Are you ready to say goodbye to the ordinary? It's like an awkward conversation is unfolding over lunch. The person speaking is trying to strike up small talk, but the other person's responses are hesitant and unclear. A question like that deserves a straightforward answer. Meet, just meet. I'm relying on takeout and convenience food all the time. Maybe it's about time I learned how to cook some real meals instead of just heating up pre-packaged stuff. And going shopping with Hirose-san has actually made me feel more confident in my culinary abilities, even if I do say so myself. Her voice echoes through the empty halls. What chaos is this? It looks like a mix of kanji characters, strange abbreviations, and what appears to be a scribbled note in the corner. The rivalry between these two has been reignited, and it's about to get intense. The question on everyone's mind is, where did he go this time? On the registration documents seemed to hold a secret, and a faint sense of curiosity fluttered in the air. His face contorted in confusion as he stared at the data on his comms device, the words THLND are etched on the screen like a warning. He managed to convey a sense of calm amidst the chaos. Not giving up on us yet, is he? That painful time still linger, a reminder of the emptiness and abandonment he felt when his mother left, and his father's constant absence made it even harder to cope. Will mean nothing to me. They're just a threat, like the apes that roamed this planet before us. Whatever their intentions, I'll deal with them accordingly. Please don't go. You're the one person who truly understands me. The Thunder God is hungry again, and its stomach growls loudly as it cries in pain. The Thunder God begs to fly away, but its rumbling tummy continues to ache. Scans thanks their translators and proofreaders for their hard work, and thanks readers for sticking with them. A desperate cry echoes through the empty halls as she begs Hippos not to leave her behind. A lifetime, spoken in the heat of the moment. A glimpse into the mind of one who has seen it all, and yet still struggles to come to terms with the complexities of life. I don't recognize that face. And what's with the awkward sales pitch? His eyes widened as he stared at his mother, the silence between them thick with unspoken words and unresolved issues. That's not what Taisher said at all. His dad must be pulling his leg, there's no way he'd say something like that about Ishiros. It's a token of our love, passed down from generation to generation. I remember when Taisher was young, he would always ask for it, and now, well, now you understand why it means so much to me. So now you're finally talking about what's been going on. I was starting to think I'd have to make a detour for nothing. What's this all about? Really wanted to talk to Hirose-san, sure that she came to see him, hasn't tried talking since then. Hirose-san too, it's like he's hiding something. It's not about what others think, but about how you feel. And I really think it would be better to have a proper conversation with her, rather than yelling and making accusations. Oh, Mika. Whatever's bothering you, just let it go. You can't change the past, and worrying about what others think will only weigh you down. Come on, focus on what's in front of you. Just forget it, Hirose-san. You yourself told me not to leave you behind. This isn't my place to interfere, but sometimes a person has to take matters into their own hands. Cold justice is exactly what we need right now. What happens, no matter where you are or what you do, don't ever forget that I'm here for you. Start soon, I really need to hurry. Just as you have always done. Don't leave my side now, not even for a moment. We can face whatever comes next together. Really how you're going to react, Mom? Can't we have a proper discussion about what's been going on? For a second that you've seen the last of me. I'll be waiting. Fine, don't worry about me. This was deafening, a heavy weight that hung in the air as he left without a word, leaving her to pick up the pieces of their shattered marriage. Guilt hangs heavy in the air as you confront the possibility that your actions, or rather, your absence, may have sparked a chain reaction that led to the conflict. Be so blind to the truth. The evidence is right there, and yet you refuse to see it. Their differences is crushing them, and now they're left to pick up the pieces of a love that's been torn apart by hurtful words. Can they find it in themselves to forgive and move forward, or will the scars run too deep? Do you really think your father's words will be enough to fix things between us? It's like you're okay with whatever decision is made, whether that's your choice or mine. By my side, I don't have to worry about being alone. Just remember to look for the things that bring you joy. San, I think it's time for you to stop making empty promises. Just make sure you follow through on your words, and don't run away like you always do. Tai's happiness had been unspoken, hidden behind her own insecurities and doubts about returning to their friendship. Divorce finalized, I've gained a newfound sense of independence. But it's bittersweet, now I'll only get to see my mom when I want to, and even then, we'll have to navigate this new reality together, discussing our past differences in therapy sessions. Long time since we've seen each other, Magalpo-san. I'm glad you're here to help us navigate this difficult situation together. Spoken, Hirose-san, they bring me comfort, but I wish you'd be clearer with your feelings. Do you truly mean to stand by my side forever? On. Nanami-chan, what happened to the LP and why is Tolka involved in this? AM. Azalari and the team at Butterfly Scans for their hard work in bringing this translation to life. For reading. Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for the next release.